I went to the dentist for a routine cleaning. That's what it was supposed to be, 20 minutes, some scraping, a lecture about flossing. The office smelled like mint and disinfectant, soft music humming through the ceiling. Everything felt normal enough that I almost missed the first warning sign. The hygienist frowned at my x-rays longer than felt necessary. She left the room, came back with the dentist, and suddenly I had early decay in places I'd never had issues before. Tiny spots, she said, nothing urgent yet, but I should schedule treatment soon. Crowns, fillings, expensive ones. I left uneasy but convinced myself I was overthinking it. Teeth get worse, right? That's life. The second visit changed that. They prepped my mouth for a minor procedure, numbed me, and left me alone longer than usual. When the dentist came back, his movements felt rougher than before. Too much pressure, a sharp jolt of pain that shouldn't have been there. He apologized casually and kept going. A week later, the tooth they fixed hurt constantly. When I went back, they took new x-rays and shook their heads. The damage had progressed. Now I needed a crown, maybe two. The estimate doubled. That's when the thought hit me, quiet but cold. How did it get worse this fast? I started paying attention. In the waiting room, I listened. Other patients were being told the same thing, minor issues turning into major ones, always escalating, always expensive. One woman argued that her tooth hadn't hurt before. The receptionist smiled tightly and said decay can be unpredictable. I requested copies of my x-rays and took them to another dentist across town. He studied them in silence, then looked at me like he didn't quite know how to phrase what he was about to say. These weren't this bad, he said, and this fracture this looks caused. That word stuck with me. I dug deeper, online reviews, old complaints buried under 5-star ratings, former employees posting anonymously about pressure to upsell treatment. I learned about a tool barely noticeable that could weaken enamel just enough to create future problems, not immediate, subtle, profitable. I filed a report, then another. I handed over records, timelines, second opinions. Investigators came in quietly, posing as patients. What they found matched everything. The office closed on a Tuesday. Licenses were suspended, lawsuits followed. Patients were contacted, refunded, apologized to, too late, but still. When I walked past the building weeks later, the sign was gone, the windows dark. I still go to the dentist, I still tense up when I smell mint. But now I know sometimes the pain isn't an accident, sometimes it's a business model, and sometimes all it takes is one person asking why things don't add up.